Hey guys, Nabil here. Well, what do you know? SNK has announced a new Neogeo system. Now, before you go jump in, happy that this is a new next-gen console, it is not. And many actually did not even notice that it's a console. So I'm talking, of course, about the Neogeo Arcade Stick Pro, which you can't see here. Now, SNK did not reveal any details. They just showed the arcade stick, and they said that continuing off the Neogeo Mini comes a brand new Neogeo product introducing Neogeo Arcade Stick Pro. The stylish and unique fighting stick is based off the Neogeo CD controller for business inquiries, blah blah blah. So they did not mention what this thing is, what it can do, what does it have, etc. Now, many people I saw online, they said, oh, this is a new, it's just a fight stick, an arcade stick for the Neo Geo Mini. Well, while that's true, it is not just a stick. Now, just going off by looking, again, this is speculating, but it's pretty obvious, to be honest. Now, if you look at this tweet right here, it says that it's continuing off the Neo Geo Mini, so they mentioned a system, and then they talked about new product, where anything can be a product. It's true, but they're going after talking about the Neo Geo Mini, and then in the ad for it, or in the reveal, the image that they have, it says the Neo Geo Arcade Stick Pro Gear Spec Advanced Entertainment System, and not peripheral, not controller, etc. Now, from my understanding, what this thing is, yes, you can connect it to the Neo Geo Mini and play the games using the arcade stick. However, it is also a self-contained system, similar to what Capcom has announced a few months ago. That ugly looking thing. Yes, well, at least this one looks much better. However, there's still a lot of questions around it. Now, what kind of games is gonna be on it? Is it just your usual Neo Geo games? Is it gonna have something else? Maybe, SNK has just talked about Neo Geo Pocket games. Are we gonna have Neo Geo Pocket games on this one? What about Neo Geo 64, Hyper Neo Geo 64? We don't know. Now, but this, even saying that this is a system, etc., it's still, looking at it, it still have a lot of unanswered questions. Now, first of all, let's look at the design. The design, yes, it looks after the Neo Geo controller, Neo Geo CD controller. So you have a stick. It looks, you can't tell what type of hardware. It looks high quality, but again, this is probably just a render. So hopefully this is a Sanwa or Seimitsu or something that is strong and known arcade parts brand. And we have 8 buttons. That's the other question here, the thing that kind of raises a lot of questions. Why does it have 8 buttons? The Neo Geo Mini and all the Neo Geo games only use 4 buttons: A, B, C, and D. And here we have 4 buttons that are in color, which is the A, C, and B, D. It's using the layout, the modern layout that you see in Violix arcades or PlayStation, whatever. It's always A, C, and B, D. So it's not the A, B, C, D that we've seen from the old arcade stick from the Neo Geo AES, and it's not the BDAC, which is what the Neo Geo CD used to have in the controller. So it's actually using the standard one. But then why do we have 8 buttons, right? And then looking at the bottom of it here, you can see there's a player 1, player 2, and it looks like a USB-C ports and a head jack. Why would you use that? I mean, is it maybe to listen to the game? Or, this also shows you that this is a system, because there's actually 2 ways to plug in controllers and play two players. What kind of controllers are we talking about? Probably the Neo Geo Mini controllers. Maybe it's gonna have its own controllers. So it's really a lot of questions. Then you have like 4 buttons on the side. I'm not sure what those are for. But let's go back to having those 8 buttons right there. That tells me that this probably again, that this works 2 ways. It works as a standalone system, where you can play the Neo Geo games that's gonna be on it, or you can connect it to your Neo Geo Mini, and probably or hopefully this is also gonna work with other consoles. So this is a console that you can plug into your PlayStation 4, and you can use it as a normal stick. Maybe, again, just speculation here. That will be actually great. That will be really, really great. Because I mean, whenever there's a new console that plays retro games, there's always that question: is this for hardcore fans? Is this for just people who want to have a good time? Is it for old SNK fans, for example? So it's really, really difficult to answer that question right now. But if it's a system that you can play Neo Geo games on it, and then you can, plug it on your PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or PC and play, Samurai Showdown on it, or the King of Fighters 14, that would be great. Especially for people traveling, they can have that system with them, plug it to their hotel TVs and play Neo Geo games, and then, go to tournaments and play again, using it in modern fighting games. But that's not. Let's wait and see. I don't see any cables. Is it gonna be? I don't. The cables where it's gonna plug into the television is probably on the back. They're not showing that. However, there's a right now. If this is the final model, there's a big flaw that I can see, and that's the start and select buttons position. They put those between the stick and the buttons, and anybody who plays stick, anybody who's actually serious about fighting games and using arcade sticks, know that this is a terrible idea, because you will be pressing those start and select buttons a lot of times unintentionally as you're trying to do combos or maneuvers or whatnot. So that's a horrible place to put the start and select, especially as you can see there's a lot of empty space around the stick and buttons, so it could have been anywhere. But I think they wanted to have that look of the Neo Geo CD controller. But again, I mean, there's a limit to how much you want something to look cool, and when it starts to affect the reliability of the product. So unless you can actually, disable those buttons and have them on the side as well, then yeah, it's fine. Other than that, I hope this is not the final design. I hope they're gonna remove those buttons from there, because it is a terrible idea. Now, I can't wait to see what this thing is. I'm really intrigued by it. What is it? Is it gonna be a good controller? Am I gonna use it as an arcade stick? Is it gonna be good enough to use it as a main arcade stick? I don't know. Again, lots of questions and not a lot of answers. So what do you guys think this thing is? I mean, if it's just a system playing Neo Geo games, are you gonna get it if the price is right? If it's if it's both a system and an arcade stick for PlayStation 4 and whatnot, are you gonna be able? You think you're gonna order it? Let me know in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. And until next time, thank you for watching.